Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. There and Scott Selections here for Tuesday, February 8th. Before we get into today's play of the day, quick recap of what being. So, we're having a nice winner in the NBA with the Heat -4.5 at -110 on DraftKings. Really never in doubt. Miami was leading pretty much the entire way, and they ended up blowing them out in the second half for fun. But the Heat won by 21, so a nice sweat-free win for us. Look for another winner here on Tuesday. And for the play today, we're going to stick with the NBA, looking at a matchup between the Celtics and the Nets, taking place at around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for the play of the day, we're going to go with the Celtics -6 and -110 on Caesars. Time recording of 8:50 a.m. Eastern Time. Couple reasons why I like the Celtics in the spot. First of all, these two teams heading in opposite directions. The Celtics have won each of their last 5 games by at least 6 points. Meanwhile, you have Brooklyn, and it's been an absolute mess lately. The Nets have lost each of their last 8 games. On top of that, reminder, this is a home game for the Nets, which means no Kyrie because of the COVID rules. Kyrie is not able to play in home games. On top of that, they're going to be without LaMarcus Aldridge, who is easily their best big man, and James Harden is currently being listed as questionable. We know he's missed the last couple of games with a hamstring issue. Truth is, even when he played through the hamstring issue, he was awful. So if he does play in this matchup, I'm not sure how well he's actually going to play. Plus, we know defensively, he's one of the worst defensive guards in the entire league. So I do think his absence will be felt, but even if he plays, I still think Boston's going to win this game handily because the Nets defensively have been awful for the last couple of weeks. But to go through the Nets' recent results, they haven't even been close in about half of their games during the losing streak. They played the Nuggets last game, lost by 20, played Utah, lost by 23, played the Kings, and the Kings we know are brutal. They lost to the Kings by 11. They played the Suns, lost by 10. Played Golden State, close game there, lost by 4. Played the Nuggets, lost by 6. Played the Lakers, lost by 10. And played the Timberwolves, lost by 11. So a decent amount of those games have been by double digits, especially the last 4. They've been blowouts. And I do think that based on how Boston's playing defensively, they've been amazing this season. And I do think that the Nets will struggle to contain anybody defensively because they actually cannot guard anybody. But to go through the actual numbers defensively, Boston ranks 3rd in the league in defensive efficiency. Brooklyn ranks 17th. And you want to look at the rebounding numbers, Boston's much better. Boston ranks tied for 8th in rebounding rate, while Brooklyn ranks 15th. But I mentioned before, no Aldridge is also worth mentioning that Nicholas Claxton is questionable for this game due to a hamstring issue, and he did not play in the last game either. So Boston is already the better rebounding team, and Brooklyn might be without its best 2 big men, and you might have to rely on Blake Griffin to give you a decent amount of minutes, and I think we'd agree he's well past his prime. But I'm looking at a situation where you have no Kyrie, Harden might not play, and the Nets have been in free fall. Boston's been playing its best basketball of the season. This game could really turn into a blowout. It would not surprise me. You want to look at the actual home road numbers for these teams. The Nets have been awful at home this season. The Nets are 12-13 straight up. They've been even worse against the spread. I don't have faith in the Nets to keep this close. They can't stop anybody, and without Harden or with a compromised Harden against an elite Boston defense, I'm not sure the Nets are going to score much either. So I do think this game could turn into a blowout. But right now, 6 seems way too short, especially if Harden does not play. This line should jump up to around, I'd say, 7.5 or 8. So I'm going to take it now. So the play there once again here for Tuesday. February 8th is going to be on the Celtics, -6 and -110 on Caesars. Bye, everyone.